We'll come back for them, Hot retorted, seeing the pirates who had been watching Agatha suddenly aim arrows at him once more. In front of the castle, TRYP was muscling out of Dust Chocolate's swamp. You have to come with me, Hot thundered, nosing his teeth towards her. Now! Sophie recalled. They are our friends, Hot. My friends. Don't be stupid. Get on, Hot pleaded. Sophie lit her finger glow and shot his teeth in the tailbone with a pink flare, sending the bird rocketing forward just as arrows slashed it for Hot's skull. Hot tried to veer back towards Sophie, but his bird ignored him and soared after the other teams as if it knew its duty was to keep its rider safe. With an anguished cry, Hot looked back at Sophie, tears welling, while his team whisked him into the horizon without her. Pirates strung their bows one last time, but their arrows fell short, snapping against the church tower brick and showering wooden shards over the crowd. Everything went quiet. Sophie stood alone, rock still. She had given up a chance to be free, to be with Agatha again, to be safe at school, so she could help people. Her, evil's once queen. She didn't even know who she was saving, or how many. The real Sophie would be halfway to freedom by now. The real Sophie would have saved it herself. A prickling dread snaked down her spine, not just because she felt like a stranger in her own body, but because someone was watching her. She raised her head and saw Ryan in the church doorway, battered and bruised, his brush eyes dead cold. And then she knew. He had seen Agatha in the sky. He had seen her army. He had seen everything. But he wasn't the only one. Thousands of people from other kingdoms, including their leaders, stood downhill, their eyes pinned upwards on the clear air as the last flags of Agatha and her army disappeared. All at once, their eyes moved to the king, watching Ryan the way he was watching Sophie, as birds circled overhead, tweeting brazenly into silence. Agatha's caught. She has no army. Did you hear? Praise the lion. Praise the king. Agatha, friendship lessons. As Agatha pasted Merlin's menagerie on the roof of the school for good, she kept her eye on the sunset, waiting for the first sign of her friends. She glanced back and saw the good and evil faculty silently fanned out behind her, and the spying eyes of the first year peeping through the frosted glass doors from inside the castle. Agatha paced faster between the hedge sculptures from King Arthur's tale. She looked up again. Still no steams. What's taking them so long, she thought, shuffling past a leafy scene of Guinevere with baby tattoos. She needed to know who had escaped from the dungeons. More importantly, she needed to know who hadn't. She pasted waist into a hedge of Arthur, pulling the sword from the stone, the rough shrubs slapping against her face. Agatha sighed, remembering the moments when Tedros tried to pull a sword from the stone at his coronation, the moments that had precipitated everything that followed. And she still had no answer for why he had failed it and why it had succeeded. She looked into the sky once more. Nothing. This time, however, she could see purple detonations of lights over the school's north gates, challenging the bubble of green fog around the school. Ryan's men must be attacking Professor Manley's shield again. She peered closer at the purple lights. Magic, she thought. But Ryan's pirates couldn't do magic, so who was helping them? On the shores of Halfway Bay, Professor Manley cast waves of green mist to reinforce the shield, while the school's roof guards herded around the moat towards the north gates, ready to fight Ryan's men if they got through. It's only a matter of time, Agatha thought. How long until the shield gave away? A week? A few days? Ryan's men would show them no mercy. She needed to get the students and teachers out before the shield fell, which means they needed a new safe house somewhere she and her army could hide. But first, Agatha needed her prince back. She knew that she couldn't be hoping for Tedros to have escaped over the others, that it wasn't good in the slightest to root for someone else to have been left behind. But in times like this, even the purest of souls can't always be good. She leaned against the prickly green blade of Arthur's sword, out of sight of the teachers and first years. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. She was supposed to have all of her friends back, safe and sound, Sophie included. But nothing ever went as it was supposed to. At least, not in her fairy tale. A few hours earlier, Agatha stood at the window in the Professor Sanders' old office, now Hot's office, watching the steams fly off to Camelot, the students of Group 1 and 6 on their backs. Little by little, the bus receded into the gold glare of Ryan's town about Yarn Whistle, blended against the blue sky.